Welcome to another episode of Easy Sports. And today, joined by Shavar, Mike, Sishe, Gents. What's going on?
And when I X, this is probably the hardest episode you've had to schedule. I
Ah,
feel your pain because you know what's coming.
I know what's coming, but you see, at least, bro, I'm that type of soldier that goes in, bro. I don't back away, dog. I don't back down. I just
Yeah,
take my
soldier,
hits and take.
soldier or not, my guy. It's pathetic, eh?
Yeah, I know. It is. It is pathetic. Mike, I know you want to say something. That grin on your face, man. You
I'm
know.
waiting for Siobhan and Sihle, man. I'm waiting.
You went straight on the spot.
yeah.
I was just welcoming everybody, and I was just putting it out there that X, this
Yeah,
was very difficult for you, and I feel your pain. It's yeah, tough times I hit for you, unfortunately.
Let's do this, guys. Let's end with my team because I know you guys have a lot to say about my team. Let's start off with the team that played before our team. CK Liverpool, of course, were the early kickoff.
Don't you want to
Um,
start with Friday?
you want
Arsenal.
to start with Arsenal?
Arsenal.
let's start with
Oh,
Yeah.
Arsenal.
okay, fine. Let's start with Arsenal. Okay, guys. Arsenal, Martinelli scored for me fantasy 8 points, as expected. You know me. But yeah, man. With the Arsenal game, guys, how did you take it? Like, were you guys entertained? I'll start with
Yeah.
Shiva.
So Arsenal look cohesive. That's what stood out from the game. They look like a team now. Um, yeah, so I'm considering my prediction. I put them fifth. But looking like a team, they're gonna lose games, but just by playing as a team, they'll do a lot better than some of the other teams that we'll discuss later. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say who.
I think
I'm just
I,
gonna
I, th- I
side eye
think
you, X.
it was a nice choice of words. Cohesive. Yeah, you're right. They look the part. Salibi looks a new signing. He was a standout player for me. Um, but brilliant as or cohesive as they looked, the one thing that really concerns me is their bench. Their bench is not as deep as the other teams that they are fighting for top four with.
Hmm.
So I'd still honestly have them as a top five contender. For them to break in the top, I think they bench. They need one or so, not even. They need two or three more players to be added to that bench because I think the season is a weird one. It's split in two halves, and in between you've got the World Cup. So yeah, they need two or three quality players. But they,
Yeah.
they were cohesive. They played beautiful football. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna take that away from them. They looked the part.
Yeah.
And
And
it
then
wasn't like a star man or anything. They looked like it was like Arsenal under Wenger. When they finished fourth and won the FA Cup every year. So you know
Wow.
maybe maybe they'll do the same.
oh my
And I
god.
think that's a good no, like honestly, that's a good season for them,
No,
right?
there would have been a
Yeah.
successful season for them if they can achieve top four and a cup. Yeah, it would be a very decent showing.
Yeah. And then you, Mike, bro, your take on the mighty Gunners.
I disagree with Sihle, Joe. I
Me?
think pretty much they've strengthened their squad compared to what it was last year, and they missed out on top four just because of like 2 or 3 games at the end, in which they essentially like flopped. So you can't tell me
Yeah, but
everything.
that's Arsenal.
Yeah, but now you're saying they're not going to make the top four. Nah, dude, look at all the other teams.
So
Like if you
they
see
they, they
Arsenal, you can see where they're going, dude.
yeah.
Yes, they might
So
have. If they do so happen to have injuries, I think they do have sufficient enough cover. I mean, most of these youngsters were playing last year when they made top five. So
remember, I'm very biased. Chelsea, I have them in the top four. Spurs is looking at decent side. So the top four
yeah,
is
but
already
you need
predetermined in
to
my
be
mind. Where
sure.
you've got City, you've got Liverpool. Liverpool with the showing they had over the weekend. There's a question mark, but I know they'll come right. You've got Chelsea, and if Chelsea is not careful, I see Spurs leapfrogging them.
Now I think you need to get your Chelsea tinted glasses off.
Yeah, we'll talk about Chelsea because you've got a
I
lot to
am
say about
no,
Chelsea.
honestly, I think you need to let's not look at the history. Look at the current teams now for what they are. And as it currently sits, I think just watching the past few like this past weekend's game, Arsenal, I'll put them in top four, exact same with Tottenham. I
Yeah.
think Tottenham will probably fight with Manchester City for the league title.
Mm,
Uh,
That's a big
mm.
one.
That's
hmm?
a
That's a big one.
big one.
No, it is. Look, Liverpool is swag, Joe. We'll see them swag this season without money.
Didn't you say that? Didn't you say that last season? We were
Yeah,
swagged because of some
Money.
other reason.
why
And
they
then the
like
season
doing that?
before we were old.
You
Like
should you
just
should only say that like in the last 4 games and not the
Nah,
beginning of the season.
trust and believe. You'll see them flop this season, Joe.
Mm.
Remember,
Look, I'm
you
looking
guys
forward to it, Mike.
underestimate
Yo.
the impact money had on that team. You're surely gonna miss him. I've
Yeah.
watched the years over the weekend. Yeah, he's okay, Joe. He's not really that. He's got a Werner first touch. On top of that, the midfield it's a bit weak also. I mean, this was Fulham busy dancing around you guys, though.
True.
Hey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guy's got a
So
valid
Yeah,
point there.
like let's
look,
yeah,
no,
let's move
good,
on.
good
Let's
point.
move on
Good
to that
point, right?
game, rather. Yeah, let's move on to
So
that game. Yeah, the
Mike
Fulham
Mike
one.
makes a very
Yeah,
good point. That was
yeah,
Fulham pressing us, dancing around us, for about 70 odd minutes.
mm,
They were the better team. Like
yeah,
I'm not gonna deny that, but we still came out with something. We didn't lose 2-0.
yeah,
Um, and
Mm,
and look at what Seatley said. First up, yeah, they had a rough time against Fulham, but we'll know they'll bounce back. That's just it. I'm still confident that we can win the other 37 games.
dude, but you remember that Tottenham has gotten strong this season. Arsenal's not going to
Yeah.
also be a walkover. So now
Yep.
when we come into heads, the games
for
that
the
you
top
guys are
six, yeah.
used to winning,
Mhm.
it's not going
yeah,
to be as easy as it was previously. You know what I mean?
But
And
it's still
based
not
on
going to be very difficult.
this is based on the first week of what I saw, and I'm like, you know what, Man City is winning the league.
Nah, everyone is
Tottenham coming
everyone is
second.
called that
Look,
one.
this is
Coming
this is just
second.
how this is just
yeah,
how
Then maybe
reactionary
Liverpool,
football is.
Arsenal, between Liverpool and Arsenal for
yeah.
third and fourth.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
I don't see that. Look, this is how reactionary football fans are. Last week when we beat Man City, we were going to beat them to the title. Holland was a flop.
Yeah,
Diaz was Luis Suarez.
yeah,
Now we drew to Fulham and we're finishing third. Like
yeah,
what now? Next week, if we beat
I
Palace,
mean,
you're gonna say we're winning the league again. And then after we
yeah,
when we hit United for 5 again the week after,
yeah.
and we're gonna win the treble again. Like what, guys? You
What?
can't be that
nah,
Yeah,
reactionary. It's
I was
one
one of
game.
those.
yeah,
I
So
wasn't one of
it,
those
it
persons that said after Liverpool beat Man City that they were winning the league. I didn't say that.
yeah. I know
You know what
Mike
I
didn't.
mean?
Yeah,
That was
I
the
didn't.
take.
I
That was
wasn't
the
on that
general take
bandwagon.
on social media. So I'm not.
Yeah,
What
I'm
I'm
not
saying
giving
is
you a general take on social media, Joe. I'm giving Mike's take on what
okay.
I've
That's
seen.
fair.
It's not
That's fair.
general.
You don't think we're gonna finish second. I hope we don't finish second. I want to finish first, but we have to be realistic, and realistically we're going to finish
yeah,
second.
I think
yeah,
out of the takeaway everyone that agrees with is the money effect. There's still a lingering question mark as in who is going to be a direct replacement for money. I know that everyone speaks of these players that have been bought to fill
yeah,
that void, but Mane gave Liverpool their heartbeat. He is a soldier. He never gave up on anything. So that's why I was very surprised when you guys were very easy to just let him go. I thought you'd cash in on Salah and yeah, get either like a Haaland or get whomever. But that money, yeah, that's
it's
why I
not
said
easy.
City's
Yeah,
winning it. Second is up in the air.
yeah. But okay, I just wanted to ask you, Shiva, when you were watching the Fulham game, bro, like, where do you think your team, like the deficiencies, where was the issue for you in that game? Besides
Like
Pereira being sent by Manchester United, to cause you guys
no,
a bit of
um,
issues.
about I saw it 3 minutes
Yeah,
in, and I really hope Adam is not watching this because I don't want to make him smile. But about 3 minutes in, I saw Trent go forward as he normally does, very
yeah,
good. I saw Henderson try to drop into cover for him, which he's been doing. I mean, it's been 5 years now, it's been working. That's very good. And then I saw Henderson get absolutely skinned, not by any skill or by pure pace or anything, just by someone receiving the ball and running forward. And I'm like, this man is losing his legs. And in 3 minutes, 3 minutes into the game, I spotted that. And it was the entire rest of the game. He was just too slow. He couldn't press. Um, his I mean, his touch was still okay, but he took an extra second on the ball, extra split
yeah,
second on the ball. He was just, I don't know if it's first game of the season vibes, but I don't think he was
Nah,
that
it
bad in
shouldn't be first
preseason.
game. Yeah.
I I'm worried that his legs are going slash gone.
hey,
Um, and I really think we need a midfielder. I
yeah,
really think we look Thiago getting injured. That sucks, but I mean,
hey,
nature
But
of the
that's a
game.
given. That's a
Um,
given lately. Like
exactly,
Thiago is one
exactly.
of those players where he can't finish 3 games consecutively. He can't. I don't know what's going on with him.
yeah,
Whether
So ironically, when he did get a run of games in his preferred position, was near the end of the previous season where we got to third, and last season where we um,
Champions
got
League
to
final.
basically the end of as as far as you can get as a team.
Yeah,
So when he is fit, I don't want to say fit and on song because he's pretty much always on song, but when he is fit, he is, in my opinion, our best player and gets us through games. He got injured yesterday, and I thought Fabinho also had an absolute stinker. No idea why. I can't explain that one, but he was just also off it. Um, I know it was also a bit tactical because Salah tried to stay wider, and then Bobby, he dropped deep, and because our midfield was ineffective, the defenders were like, "Cool, he can drop deep. We're not going to chase him. We're going to leave him there."
yeah,
And Diaz, obviously, Mike touched on, wasn't as great. As soon as Elliot came on though, and Elliot was making the runs out wide, Salah could get closer into the box, and we brought on Nunes. So we had Nunes in the box, Salah attacking the box, and that's when we looked at it a little bit better. It was just too late. I think the change should have been made earlier. Um, yeah, I think that's where we fell short. A little bit tactical, which I think Klopp can fix. A little bit of worry that
yeah,
Jordan's on his way down. Um, and yeah, I hope Harvey Elliott can step up, but I think we need a midfielder. I
it
yeah,
I
was
don't see us beating City this season. Not beating City. I think we can still beat them, but I don't think we can get more points than them, like finish above them in the league, unless we get another midfielder.
yeah, yeah.
and this is for everyone here. Who man of the match in the Fulham and Liverpool game?
Uh,
Mitrovic.
Mitrovic, bro. And that's the reason why. The reason why you see when I look at a striker like Mitrovic, did you see how he held the ball up? Like the
I
turns,
have
bro.
never
Like,
seen Van Dijk not
dude,
like look like
Yeah,
he was scared of a striker.
that was
bro.
my
I've
next
never
point.
seen it. And he
Yeah,
looked, I mean,
He
okay, scared is
didn't
a strong word, but he wasn't as brave. And I'm like,
yeah.
guys, your door's opening.
Oh no, the ghost, bro.
It's the
Don't lie, it's
ghost.
the ghost.
The
Yeah.
ghost
The
is back.
ghost is back.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, that's how I felt. He was definitely the best player. He was the difference. I also think though, if we started Nunes, or if Nunes came on a bit early, oh, hello, doggy. What's his name?
Chichi.
His name Bit. Okay, good. I
Chichi.
thought it was gonna be
Is
Frank
Yeah.
it,
or
is, it- is
John
it a
or
bitch?
something like that.
Nah, I thought of Ben Chilwell, but I decided against it. Yes, go on with your point. And Van Dijk being scared of a striker.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, no.
I've never seen that before, but it happened on Saturday. He
Man,
looked. I don't want to say scared, but he wasn't as brave. He wasn't as I got this. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And man, bro, it's your midfield as well. Your midfield kept getting bypassed, bro.
Mm.
Like like which is it's a sign. You see, when your midfield starts getting bypassed, is a sign that things great,
He's
especially
speaking from a point. He's speaking from a point of experience there.
Oh, Mike, I saw that smile,
Mike,
bro.
Mike, fuck off, man. Can I finish my point without you guys clowning my shit? But I'm just saying, this guy was laughing at me the entire game, bro. Like, hey, Mike. But anyway, it's
It's a long
that,
season, guys.
yeah. But like, yeah, man, Shiva, bro. Let's see if Klopp will sort that out, bro. Because if you guys were up against a team like that is competent
Brighton.
on the ball in that game, or Brighton, yeah, if they were up against Brighton, you know, then the result would have been different. But with Nunes coming on and scoring, bro, how does that feel for you as well, Shiva? Because I'm sure you were relieved
He
to get
look.
at least he got off the mark. Yeah,
So yeah, I'm very glad now people can stop calling him Andy Carroll. The
oh,
unfortunate thing is now people are calling him Luis Suarez, and I'm like, people, can he just can you just get off this guy's back?
yeah,
Um, he looks like an agent of chaos. Like the defenders don't know what to do with him. But I think part of that was because the whole game they were happy to let Firmino run deep. And then
yeah,
when Diaz came on, when Nunes came on, he was on the defenders. So this was like something new for them. It's a shock. And then
yeah,
Salah was also getting into the box more. So I think it's a combination of tactics and that the kid is just an exciting player. I'm keen to see him. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I don't want to come out and say he's going to score 30 goals or he's going to replace Sadio Mane. I'm keen to see him.
yeah.
That Mane is going to be a miss. I'm not denying that. But I think we have bought well enough to replace him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that touch for the assist, bro, that was like a Lukaku first touch, bro.
Yeah, but
Yeah, look, his first touch needs
Wow.
that
his
one
first
is
touch needs
suspect.
work.
That was
That
suspect.
one is suspect of it. He's got
Yeah.
that Werner touch.
Yeah,
Look,
I was like,
he's
"Aye, chief."
I I
Anyway,
think I think he can sort it out though. I don't think it's gonna be like Lukaku where he's gonna be how old is Lukaku and still has
Leave,
a
leave,
dodgy first touch.
leave Big
Um,
Rom out of this, please.
I think now that Rom's gone, Mike is just missing him. Like he just wanted to get a
In
shot in
reference, yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I said Werner. I didn't say Lukaku.
yeah,
We opened it for you, Mike. Take your shot at Lukaku.
No, I don't take shots anymore, guys. I
yeah,
just watch.
yeah.
Okay. No, it's cool. We're going on to the United game. You can take your shots there. Um,
Or
yeah, look, I think he can fix his first touch. It's not going to happen overnight,
yeah,
but I think he'll get there. I'm
no,
not I'm not concerned that we're going to drop a spot and finish third. I'm concerned that we're not going to catch City. That's where my concern is.
yeah. I know, no, that's true. That's true, guys. Um, the Spurs game. I'm not sure if you guys watched.
I
I
did.
caught a little bit
I
of
Only
did.
it.
we had a Spurs supporter. Yeah, I only
Now I
know
watched that
Mary.
game.
Yeah,
I watched that game, and normally, the Spurs of old, um, being home, conceding first game of the season, they would always they were very fragile. Yeah, but this time around it looked different.
yeah,
I don't know what they're getting now, but they have that
yeah,
swag about them. They're not as reliant on Kane and Son, and Kane and Son will get the goals, but yeah, Chelsea's in trouble if Spurs can continue at this rate. Because also you look at their bench, the bench is decent.
mm-hmm.
That kid, what's his name? Kulusevski.
Kulu.
Kulusevski.
Very. I don't know how most European teams slept on that player. He is
Yo,
brilliant. First touch, pace. He can shoot. And he's
creative,
he's not
bro.
selfish. And yeah,
He's very
I think
creative.
Spurs are the team to watch, or are the team to beat. I watched it. It was a brilliant watch. But yeah, that's all. I think watch out for Spurs.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yep.
when you say Leicester, what does
They might
Max
win the
mean?
league.
Yeah,
Win
they
the
might. They
league.
might. Yeah,
Oh snap! Ah,
I think. I think, and over the weekend, Son and Kane weren't themselves. They weren't like the twins that they normally are, where they know how to pick each other. That didn't happen because, like, I think the opponents had picked that if you close off the one player, then literally the other one doesn't shine. And in that happening, other players stepped up.
yeah.
But yeah, they've got a decent side.
I know they really
They
do.
my team to watch.
Yeah, I know they really do, man. Like, for me as well, I can't hate. They really have, you know, changed big time, from our season. And, credit
And
goes out to the coach, more especially, and Levy as well for backing him, something that my club fails to do for their manager, So,
I think
Mike,
just on
as well,
that,
like, Mike, relax. But what's your problem?
I didn't say
he's
anything.
bubbling. He's bubbling and with excitement.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
I think on
yeah,
that, for Daniel Levy to
yeah.
Oh no,
do
he is watching. I take back everything I said about Henderson.
Yeah.
just with Daniel Levy having a change of how he's always operated, that in
Yeah.
itself it shows that he's got the full confidence in the manager. Buying players early, that's something that Levy doesn't do. And they've bought right. They've bought in positions that they should.
Mhm.
They wanted to toughen up. And the weird thing is that on Super Brew, I went they were gonna win 4-1, and they won 4-1. I got that exact one.
Why not on
Um,
Betway, dog? Hey, you now, eh?
You would have
I'm
won
not
big
a.
time. Man.
I
Yes.
know. I'm not a betting man, my guy. Betting for me ends with buying a lotto ticket, and that's it. I don't want to go ahead and
That's my chance. That's my millions. Hey. Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
I
yeah,
know that.
that's it for Spurs on my side.
Did you guys want to
That
add, Mike?
No, I got nothing. You touched all
Yeah.
on the
You're
points.
hating. You're just hating. You just can't wait to roast United, dog. But
Nah,
let's
dude,
talk
I'm not
about.
worried about you losers, Joe.
Okay, okay. Let's talk about Chelsea. The theme of the
the,
show,
Why
please.
you, why
the
you, why
most
you,
Before
boring the most
before we go on to
boring
Yeah.
game of
Chelsea,
the weekend.
let's go
can I
Newcastle.
ask? Can
Oh,
I
should
ask
we go?
one quick? Did anyone actually watch the Newcastle game?
I
I was
didn't.
flicking in
I watched a
between.
bit of
Yeah, I
it.
was.
Oh,
Yeah,
you watched a bit of it. And Mike, what can you say for ads? Homie is a diehard fan. Are
He's
you?
I
trying
feel
to be
like
relevant.
Do you think they might overtake United this season, Paul? Even
uh,
Russell.
they're stretching. No, they're a pretty decent team. So let Kamara's guys looks his quality from what I've
Yeah.
seen this past weekend. Yeah, they look like they're a okay team. It's not like really nothing special. So.
I
But
think
So
they'll
the
probably
one
finish in
thing
the
that
top 10.
yeah, I think
ahead of
yeah,
United.
top eight is a huge one for them. If they can achieve anything above top eight, they would have yeah overachieved. I think the one thing that they need to go right at and ensure is to ensure that Wilson is fit and proper and is because he gets them going. And I was actually quite irritated myself because I was caught between for fantasy. I was caught between Jesus and Wilson. My gut
Mm.
was telling me to go with Wilson, but I was looking at the stats, and stats were all pointing towards Jesus. So
Yeah.
next time, yeah, yeah, Adam, if you can keep Wilson fit, you guys should be good for top eight.
But I'm
Yeah.
actually even surprised that they didn't make like a whole lot of marquee signings of it.
Exactly, bro.
Like, I'm
They're very
surprised.
wary of
Okay.
financial fair play. They're very, very wary of financial fair play. Because the world's eyes is onto them. So whatever signings that they make, it will be noted. It's not like
But
what.
but Newcastle makes a whole lot of money from like even shirt sales and stuff like that. In fact, the whole of Tyneside, most of
Yeah.
Tyneside supports Newcastle. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And so if Barca can somehow weave their way through the national pay player. Let's take Newcastle because I'm surprised. I thought like they were gonna go big this transfer window. You know what I mean?
Same
You
here.
you want not necessarily gonna get your your A class players, but at
Frankie De
least B
Jong.
class one. Those ones that are just above,
Yeah,
especially
like
in
your
like
Madison.
midfield defense and stuff like that. Yeah, like about Madison,
Mm.
you know.
They got that guy from Leon, who I think is B class, as you put it. Like, well, when you say B class, you mean like Europa League quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got this defender from Leon. I think he's Europa League quality. Maybe they just didn't get enough of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
because I mean,
also
Yeah.
also the
that
other
really
thing
makes you
is
see now
that
targeting
the
top 8, top 6.
I think
yeah,
top
I
six
think
is a bit far.
they're taking it step by step, and yeah, they're the world's richest club. So it comes with a lot of pressures. They could have gotten like a brilliant manager that everyone knows of that is just after the bag, but they've decided to slowly but surely build their team. I mean, they've offered Eddie Howe a contract extension. And to be honest, I saw Eddie Howe staying there for 18 months, and the job getting too big for him. But they've backed him and said, "Hey, we believe in what you're doing." So yeah, I think top 8 for them will be a huge one. It's going to be interesting next season, but let's hope right now they can overachieve into top 8. And if they continue at this rate, it's going to cause a lot of commotion. Those mid-tier teams that always just make it because someone has to give their spot.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That's true, man. Hey, and then of course, before we head to United, we have to talk about Chelsea, Mike. I know you had a lot to say, about it yesterday. But yeah, like we'll start off with you with Chelsea, dog. Like, yeah, how do you feel about the performance? Even though I know it was a snooze fest for everyone. I mean, after watching the Springboks do their things against New Zealand, all hyped
Ah,
up and everything.
in New
Ish.
Zealand, that's dead. But yeah,
Yeah, I know it's dead. That's why we had to trample them. We had to trample them. Yeah. But when I'm like, with regards to your team, dog, uh,
I,
what's your take
uh,
on the performance?
I got nothing to. Like Tuchel, I know Tuchel is a terrorist, but
Ah,
and
already
like what
now.
I saw this past weekend, if it you buy a
Hmm.
left back, you put James, got left back. When you got Cucurella sitting on a bench, you put what's that kid's name? Ruben, right wing back. That was
that
one
one
of
was
his
suspect. Yeah,
substitutes.
that one I'd agree with you. That one was very
Next minute,
suspect. I don't know.
Sterling is better out wide. You put him in the center. Havertz plays better in the center, but you
On
put
the
him out
left.
wide. Then exact same thing. Mount is better on the left. You put him on the right. Then, Joe, like to be honest with you, Mfetu, I'm happy that all our attackers are leaving. I hope they flourish at their new clubs so that people can see what you know what the problem is not necessarily our attackers, it's our coach.
Hey.
You know what I mean? No, he's too defensive, bro.
Yeah.
Way too defensive. We don't need a
Yeah.
three now. Like there's five at the back, and you still like we don't create enough chances. We're too defensive.
Ish.
I think
Man,
it was
and
a snooze fest. It
wait,
was
I'm
it
not
was
finished as yet, but
Not finished. Yeah.
and then right now, Fetu, all I'm hoping is okay. Let's get Tuchel's players in. See end of August when the windows close, and then we'll see what happens from there. But that's the
Yeah.
only thing we can actually now, as Chelsea fans. Let's just look. Let's let Tuchel get his players in. Obviously, I don't necessarily believe in the philosophy. I don't believe in the direction we're going in right now. But I think I've gotten to a point where I use this catchphrase, "Sizobona pambili."
I wait. Ah, no, no,
yeah,
no.
So
Translation.
let me
Can I
offer
just ask?
my two
Oh,
cents,
okay. No, you can go. You can go,
and
CJ.
this is my two cents on Chelsea. Um, yeah, it was a terrible showing. And some of the decisions that the manager made were just like, uh, yeah. There's a couple of players that I honestly want out, but it's not that I don't think they are happy where they are. Follow the same notion as Mike that I wish for them to flourish wherever they go. Timo, it hasn't worked out. Skata ties, he moves on. Hudson Odoi, he's blocking a spot. It's not working. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, huge question mark around him. I think I've said it for last season was his season. He should have come out last season, but it didn't happen. He also needs to go right ahead and leave. Captain America, something is going on with him as a player. He's not as confident as he was because when Pulisic started at Chelsea, he played more like a hazard where he could take on players and he could do the 1-2 passes and move forward. But right now, he's always looking for a back pass, and I don't know whether he's devoid of confidence, but something is going on there. Mount, I'm not yeah, Frank's son, still his English, yeah, he's okay. He isn't as brilliant as everyone makes him look or sound. He's okay. He's an okay player. Ziyech, I don't know what's going on with Ziyech. Either he needs to leave for like Italy, where he can find a team that loves him. The fans that I don't know. You guys saw what the Roma fans did for Dybala when they welcomed him, where it
Yeah.
literally was like a movie. So I think he also needs to leave. I think from our side, there were two signings that I was excited about, potential signings that didn't happen. The one is both ended up going to Barcelona, Robert and Rafinha. I still say if we had those two players, Rafinha offers you unpredictability. He is, and he's proven in the EPL. He does what you don't expect him to do, whether he takes the player on or he passes or he shoots. Robert, we know he's got goals in him. Sure, fine, he's not proven in the EPL, but he has goals in him. So had we gotten those two deals across the line, then I'd be more positive. But after what I saw this weekend, I think there's a lot of work that needs to happen. Our manager, sorry, our owner needs to go out. So now that there's talks of breaking the bank for Fofana. Fofana is a decent player, don't get me wrong, but he's not an 80 million player. I'm sorry. I think
Tuchel
we
wants
just
to play 8 defenders, Joe. It's terrorist bomb. You're gonna have 8 defenders there in that team, Joe.
I'm on this. I'm at the point where even our midfield isn't suspect. Kante was bombing forward. I love when he does that. Jorginho, on the other hand, he is starting to be very slow. I think he's suffering from that syndrome Shivar mentioned earlier on, where it's catching up with him. He's always been slow, so now can you imagine just dropping just a bit? He's starting to be very slow. Opponents are very easy and very quick to pick on him. I feel if we can get a player like Frankie and just to mess up with Man United's plan, it'll be a brilliant signing for us. But I still feel.
What about if you guys go for like a Nautovic as well?
No. No. I think if we can get Frankie and then we can get Aubameyang.
Yeah.
There's talks of Aubameyang. Then
Yeah, there's talks for Aubameyang. Yeah, Aubameyang would bang for you guys if you guys would get Frankie and Aubameyang.
I just had to give Mike that.
Aubameyang can finish, dog.
The goals have to come from somewhere. But yeah, on the positive side, honestly, back to reality. On the positive side, I'm loving Sterling in the team. He looks like he's always been a Chelsea player. He's decent. I love his application. Sure, fine, he dived a couple of times. He needs to get rid of that in his game. But yeah, he had a brilliant game.
Yeah.
Brilliant game. If we were playing Brighton, we would have caught a hiding this past weekend. Joe.
Fortunately,
The only thing that
team
saved us
David.
this past weekend,
Okay, guys.
the only thing that saved us this past weekend is that Everton doesn't have a striker, Joe.
Yeah, they don't. They don't.
Otherwise,
And
they would have scored through the 5 defenders that Tuchel puts at the back and said,
Oh yeah, and also Koulibaly had a very decent debut.
yeah, no, Koulibaly is a solid defender, But yeah, guys, you can now fire your shots at United.
But
Yeah,
hold on. Do we
yeah,
speak about City, or we all just resigned to the fact that City are winning the league and there's nothing anyone can do
Yeah,
about it?
yeah.
I think it's done. I think it's
That's
done.
done,
I think
man.
City are just gonna take it. They're gonna run away with it. That boy Haaland is
Yeah.
cynical, Joe.
he's a freak of nature.
Yo,
I mean, Kevin De
He's
Bruyne
great.
is also pretty decent.
yeah, that's true. But did you see how fast Haaland is, guys? For his height,
My guy.
bro,
Yeah.
for his height, he shouldn't be that quick over like 10 meters. Because normally tall guys, they generally take time
So
to get into
I
the
think
He's a
stride.
complete package, eh? He
It's
is
just
he's quick, he shoots, he's good in the air, he's quite lanky, and his first touch is also quite brilliant.
So I think I've said this before, right? In terms of physicality, you can either be very big and very strong, and very fast, and always fit. And there's only one player that I know that's been able to have all three consistently, and that's Ronaldo. Everybody else has two of the three. So I'm kind of worried about Haaland's. Well, I'm worried both ways actually. I'm worried that he'll have a like terrible injury record. Um, but I'm also very worried that he doesn't have a terrible injury record and he does have all three of those things. And then who's gonna stop him?
I think everyone is worried and everyone is resigned to the fact that it's gonna take something very special for City not to win it. And I think I remember one of the episodes there were talks that they will be distracted by the league. They focused more on Champions League more than anything. And I can tell you now,
Yeah, it's not a
I'll
Pep thing
repeat
to
this.
do.
Yeah, it's not. He will not let these players slack off. If he finds that they are taking it easy in the league, he's very quick to make changes.
Yeah. I know, guys. Let's listen to this. You see, Matt just said
That's true. No one cares.
check,
Yeah.
which is true. No one does. Manchester United. Yeah. Should I go first?
Go for it.
You
Go for
guys
it.
wanna
X.
go?
X. Go for
I'm
it.
not an event.
What
If
went
you guys-
wrong? What went wrong?
It's a finished
What
club.
went wrong?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, okay. So the question is coming from forget the guys laughing. The question is coming from you had a decent preseason, and everyone got excited from your preseason. Guys, what went wrong?
It's a finished club, though. It's finished.
Yeah,
But
first things
it's
first.
overhyped. Ex-players busy telling other teams. I mean, these are the same guys. I'm a Rio Ferdinand, busy attacking other teams. I'm a Gary Neville.
You see, you just
Honestly,
even had
I think that's the biggest problem with United right now. That's the biggest problem with United right now. The ex-players need to understand that Ferguson's era is over.
it's
Yeah.
dead, bro.
Dead.
It's been over for a while.
New
Hey?
now. It's
We
been
outshot
10
Shabbat.
years, guys. It's been
Shabbat,
10 years.
we out here pushing. Which is the slowest software? Was it a Pentium 1 and 2 back
Yeah.
in the day?
You
That's
don't want to
what
go
things are
365.
on
Yeah,
right
Pentium
now.
ones.
Yeah, and instead of us moving on to the core sevens and
The i7s.
Just say it in a language you'd understand, X. You guys were a Ferrari and now you're a wheelbarrow. Just
Yeah,
use that
pretty much,
analogy.
bro. Pretty much, bro. And another thing is that, guys, first things first, when I saw that lineup, Sithe, you saw on the group, I was angry. I was the first United fan to be upset. I was like, guys, our midfield. It's like with electricity, guys. Let me make an analogy. Well, you need a transformer for the electricity to flow from
To your house.
to the transformer to the house. We pretty much trying to flow directly from the main substation straight to the house. It doesn't work like that, bro. It doesn't fucking work like that. And Ten Hag, for me, I was upset at him for not identifying that. already.
I
For
think
me.
he did identify it. I just got a question mark as to why he didn't start Donny.
Why, Chief? Why?
I
Why?
get that he
It's
was
not
making.
issue.
I get why he didn't start Ronaldo. He was making a
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And the point kind of backfired. And I don't like the way that he then brought Ronaldo, 5 minutes into the second half. Why not just bring him start of the second half? And I also there's one aspect of the game that people are not focused on. David De Gea is a brilliant keeper. He's a brilliant shot stopper. But the one thing David De Gea doesn't do or isn't able to do or hasn't learned to do over the past couple of years is play the ball on his feet. But now he's been asked to do that.
Yeah.
And I can tell
Marlon?
you, he had 4 passes that he tried yesterday. Well, was yesterday on Saturday? 4 passes. And those passes ended up with Brighton attacking you guys.
Yeah.
Either the
But
pass was
also-
misplaced or the pass ended up in Fred, and Fred didn't know what to do with it. And
So that's the point I was going to make, right?
Malama pounced on him. But yeah, you need to have a look also at the system and the type of players that you have playing for the system.
Thank you. Shiva, you can go
So
before I go.
Look, De Gea is he's not good playing out from the back, but he's still Spanish. So he does have a short pass in him. The problem is, who's he passing to? Like Wan-Bissaka? Then Wan-Bissaka stuck. Or Maguire? And
Maguire.
then what? Own goal.
Yeah.
Like, what else is going to happen with that guy? Okay, I don't know about the new guy, the short centre back Tyrion Lannister. I don't know
Martinez.
about him. I haven't seen that much of him. But then okay, fine.
Bro.
If he passes it like left to Luke Shaw's okay. He can play the ball. He can make a run. But now if Luke Shaw has to pass the ball forward, it's going to Fred, and then it's coming back to Maguire. Like, what's supposed to happen there? And then if you kick it long, who's in the front that's going to win the headers?
Thank you, Shiva.
So what is he supposed to do?
You see, moral of the story, Shiva, you've pretty much covered what our main weakness is: ball retention. We're just not good at keeping the ball. We're not.
Retention
Brighton
or not.
Yeah. Brighton
I
are
also
better
think
than us.
you're
at
very
keeping the
bad
ball,
at winning it back. I think that's where your real problem is. You
and as well, guys, I just feel like when like I said, McFred, the reason why they don't also work is that they play so isolated from one another that whenever
the space in between is
and
but
so
then
when the ball gets turned over, bro, literally we get bypassed instantly, and then
I also think they're scared. I think they're scared. They don't want the ball. Maybe not so much Fred, because Fred's a little bit brave.
The manager then expects them to have the ball, so that makes you ask a lot of questions. That what happens in the training field? Do they go under the radar and not want to have the ball? Because that's his system is based on players wanting the ball. Sancho had a stinker. Sancho had a stinker of a game. Like, Sancho is better than that, and he put in for the first game of the season at home. That was a 2. I'd rate him a 2. Rashford is a player who's devoid of confidence. He is, there's a chance that everyone remembers. I don't think Rashford is as brilliant as everyone had made him out to be. So
he's a local lad.
Local or not, he should have buried the Cristiano Ronaldo pass. And remember, everyone keeps on saying Cristiano is selfish. I, for one, I was saying that Ronaldo is selfish. But if Ronaldo can work an angle and give you an assist, it's only right that you bury that. Because I can promise you, 2-1 up at that time, you guys were coming back and you were going to win that game. Because you seem to... Mike can't hold himself.
Mike, bro.
So, sorry, guys. I made this point many times last year, and I'm going to make it again. And United, who was the last player that they bought that improved at United?
None.
Was it Robin Van Persie?
Let's talk about that was Fergie days. Yeah, that was the last
Okay,
year.
Zlatan maybe. Okay, he didn't really improve, but he didn't drop a level.
Yeah, it just plateaued. Yeah,
He kind
Zlatan
of,
just
but also he was about what 36, 37.
36.
He did an
Yeah,
ACL, so
yeah.
you guys even took life out of Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, how
Takes a lot.
bad do you have to be as a club
Wow.
to take life out of Cristiano Ronaldo?
Toxic club, man.
Yep. Yeah, big facts.
Exorcism.
Yeah, big facts. I agree, dog. Like, look at the players we are linked with right now, guys. Rabiot. People are complaining, saying
It
that
looks
Pogba
no,
is
you're
a
not even
problem.
linked with him. It looks like the deal is done.
Okay, but people are saying Pogba is a problem and a virus. Imagine
And now you're gonna get Rabiot.
Imagine Rabiot and his mom, dog. Rabiot's mom is that lady, is that parent who's always at the principal's office complaining, dog. Like, this math paper is too difficult for my son. No. That's what's gonna happen, bro. The board is in for it, dog. The
And
board
and
is
I
so
asked you
fun.
that signing, is that a Ten Hag signing?
I don't know, Chief. Like, you see that one? You see those two guys? I really don't know. But apparently, Ranić did inquire for Nancevic because Marco is very good at holding on to the ball. As much as he's past his prime, I think he was viewing it from that standpoint, from a ball retention standpoint, because that's our big issue, bro. It's like even Shavar's favorite Man United player, Bruno. I would put. Did you see his miss? That first chance, bro.
I mean, he's another one, right? He looked brilliant when he joined, and then he just dropped. Why?
He just dropped, bro. But as well, he lacked, like I said, ball retention. He's not good on the ball. He's not comfortable on the ball. We've got too many players like that. Whereas when you look at Man City, from the front three, Foden, very comfortable on the ball. Haaland, I don't know. I'd say so because he didn't really have a lot of touches on the ball. Jack Grealish is very comfortable on the ball. De Bruyne comfortable. Gundogan comfortable. Rodri comfortable. Cancelo.
You're looking at this wrong, X.
Yeah.
Look at the attackers. Look at the defenders. Nathan Aki. He plays like a midfielder. John Stones. Diaz. Cancelo he's wearing number 7. He's like Cristiano Ronaldo at left back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how comfortable. I mean, I'm not saying he's Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm saying that's how comfortable he is on the ball. Even Edison.
Yeah, comfortable on the ball. And that's the thing, bro. And for me, that's what I was anticipating when Homeboy came through, that we're gonna start signing players. Because I mean, Ranić did say we need a shitload of players to come in, and we haven't yet fixed that issue. So
there's Anatovic signing or rumors. The frustrating part is that you can't keep on doing this every season, where you buy these old strikers and expect them to deliver. At some point, like, everyone can see right through that. Because what if you think about Cavallo did the same thing? Who else did you bring in? Old age striker.
Igalo.
Zlatan, Igalo.
And Cavani. Did you count Cavani as well?
And then to be honest, Man United are in a funny situation right now, because if they buy a player, it's going to be perceived as a panic buy. So if they don't buy a player, it's going to be, why not investing in the squad? Because the squad is pretty. McFred is they're both horrible. They don't belong at Man United. Man United is a huge club, or was a huge club. Both Fred and McTominay don't belong there.
They don't work.
I disagree, bro.
You think Fred and McTominay work?
No, I'm saying that Fred is a quality player. He just needs a proper center midfielder next to him. And secondly, I think Ten Hag's obsession with these Ajax players, it's another problem with it. Like, what does the United scouting team do for like? What do they do with it?
We don't have that, dog. We like the
So
AFC, dog.
they go onto
That
their
reference.
We have no structures, my G.
Because at the end of the
they
day, it's
We
not
still
about
don't- yeah.
buying expensive players. So you can get a couple of unknowns, bring them in, and they perform well. And I mean, I look at it even like with Brighton when I was watching the game yesterday. There was this other midfield player. Then
The replacement.
Caicedo.
Yo, that boy is
Caicedo.
smooth, man.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Isn't it Caicedo?
Caicedo.
Yeah, it's
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That boy is
And then you look at
smooth.
him, they let go of the Suma.
Bissouma.
Yeah.
Midfield is already
And they
like,
bought
okay,
him-
shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
And I think it's like, what's happening with you guys' scouting department? If it
Yeah,
like you don't
I mean,
need to
let's-
go after the top players in the world. In fact, you can get somebody, bring them, and you develop them. And I think that's what a lot of these managers, as soon as, especially when they get to the top, they forget about what. You know what? I think we as fans are more patient when we're seeing youngsters come through. But if we're gonna see the exact same old nonsense,
Yeah.
and then
That's
you can't feed us a story, then it's like, dude, you're not doing anything different to what was done by your predecessor.
No, and Bissouma is
You
not
know
a
what I mean?
Bissouma is not a player that needs to be developed. Why didn't Man United how much did Spurs buy that player for? You
25.
know that that's a position that you need to get a quality player. And I think at how much you said 35 mil,
No, 25.
25.
That's nothing.
That's nothing. Bro. That's nothing.
And
And you're
then-
all right,
So,
Mike.
because I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
and this is top of my head. You get Mbesuma, who is he's proven it in EPL. You get who's this Neves, from Wolves. I think is a decent player.
Yeah.
Those two players
It's
replace
slow though.
slow
Yeah,
as
well,
he
with
is. His
Bissouma,
positional play, his
it can
positional
work,
play,
yeah.
his positional play is brilliant. But if you're gonna couple him with a player who is as versatile as Mbesuma,
Yeah, that could
McTominay
work.
and Fred, and who knows, maybe Fred becomes the Fred of
Fred.
the Brazilian Fred.
Yeah. Because
So,
him playing as a 6, bro, it's not working. It's not working. Yeah. Shiva?
question, and I only realized this while I was talking about how good City are on the ball. So maybe I might not make sense. I haven't really thought about this too much. While I was talking about how good City were on the ball, I'm like, yeah, Edison, even if he is like doing, step overs and stuff on the box, his defenders trust him,
Yeah.
right? And he knows even if he doesn't play a very good pass to one of his defenders, he'll trust that the defender will pick it up and play it on. And in turn, the defenders trust the midfielders and the midfielders trust the strikers, right? Do your players trust each other?
I don't
No.
think so.
And this is from David right up until the end. There's certain players that I think in one of the episodes. So sorry to just jump in and try and answer it. We said we're all in agreement. Sancho, this is a good restart season for him to reintroduce himself to the United faithfuls. Yesterday, he didn't look like a player who was interested to reintroduce himself, because it was literally everything was there. You had the home support. It was the first game of the season where literally new manager, everyone has forgotten what happened in the past, and everyone is now is focused on this new start. This is what we're embarking on. But what does he go and he do? He goes and he performs a 2. Yeah, the overall rating out of 10, I'll give him a 2. Rashford, he's crap. He also should have stepped up, but he didn't. When Ronaldo came in, he looked like that player wanting to impress either the manager or the fans. And there's no other player within Man United. Oh, Eriksen, sorry, I forget about Eriksen.
Yeah.
Eriksen had a brilliant game, playing
Yeah,
out of
'cause-
position. But he was
Yeah,
the
it's 'cause
heartbeat.
they
He was
had
constructed.
deep, Joe.
Yeah.
Sorry?
They should have, like, Ericsson was more effective when he was playing deep, and that's what's in
Deep,
his
yeah,
game,
'cause-
you know.
And that's the reason why he was playing deep, is because he wasn't getting the ball at number 10, because the transformer is non-existent. So the power isn't flowing to him. So he now has to go and get the electricity himself, pretty much.
with his
And then
bucket.
when he got the ball, then when he started playing from deep, it's because Ericsson is comfortable on the ball, bro. Like out of all our midfielders, it's only Ericsson, bro, that's comfortable on the ball, which is scary, bro. It's really
It'll be
scary.
interesting. It'll be interesting if Man United players have performance based contracts, where you can take
Yeah.
away Bruno's new contract, because ever since Bruno signed the new contract, he's been
I don't know why we
yeah,
gave him that contract, bro. We had no pressure.
excitement.
No,
Yeah,
dog, the
there
thing is
was
that
absolutely no
there was
need.
there was no pressure, dog. Like there was no one looking for Bruno, dog. You know, we could have just relaxed and just played it out because you give players who are in demand extensions. You see, like City, they gave Foden a quick extension. I think Foden is like on 200 now, and I mean he's 21, so they're like, "Hey, here it is," because they know that Foden is in demand, bro. You know, so with Bruno, there was no demand for him. Why rush? But because we're a state-owned entity, Manchester United, we just don't
He's
have
calm.
financials. You know, auditors don't want to sign the books after they've done auditing us because they know that there's a lot of discrepancies within our organization. Man,
The the Frankie
I,
deal, just a question, and this is to everyone. If it happens, by the looks of things, it's not going to happen. If it happens, is that the answer to all the questions that Man
no,
United
No,
have?
I can tell you
does
what's
not.
going to happen with Frankie. He's going to come in. He's going to do well. There's going to be hype around him. They're going to talk about Ten Hag and Frankie are taking United to the top. It's going to last 6 months, and then he's going to tail off just like every other United signing.
Yeah, it will. Because the thing is, we're so fixated on a single player, dog.
Hmm.
We need to be fixated on a
Frankie,
structure.
you guys don't need Frankie de Jong. You need a player who's good on the ball, who your defenders can trust to give the ball to. Frankie de Jong is a player like that,
But
but
there's many
you don't
others.
need to spend how much? What's it? I don't even
80.
know how
I
much
think it's 80,
on that
85.
Yeah,
player.
it's
You can go
80
pick
Yeah.
up and change,
Yeah.
right? And then you also got to back pay his wages. You
You
can
see?
go and pick up someone from like a Valencia or
Like
someone
even
like that.
Mike spoke of,
Who,
remember that guy?
Matthias Nunes,
Yeah, Mateus
From-
Nunes
yes, someone
from
like
Team.
him.
Sporting
40
Lisbon.
million. But
40
no,
pounds.
people, 40 million.
Half
I
the
think
price, a
40.
quarter of the wages, and he can do the same job and he won't have the hype or the pressure around him.
Nah, I think
Exactly.
He'll be
going forward now
trustworthy.
for United, it's just panic buys. It's
Yeah.
proper panic buys, and
I
with
love
these
to see
panic
it.
buys, you're getting it hard without Vaseline, and I promise you, you're not getting the best of quality.
See the dog.
I
I think,
God.
I
can't.
think, I think,
I
Only
love
only
it.
adults only adults understand that joke. No.
I think
I love
Liverpool
it.
needs to host seminars, ne?
Yeah,
They need to host seminars for Chelsea and
And
Man
how to sign
United
players.
on how to sign players. It's not about the price tag; it's whether that person fits into your system and your
Thank
philosophy that you're trying to develop.
That's
The
how
only
we
club
used
that I
to be,
can
man.
literally give claps to is
And
Liverpool. They know how to sign
So
players, but
the
Mm.
perfect example of that was this guy that went to Betis. I'm forgetting his name. He was a friend, Fekir. Fekir.
Yeah.
So the deal was pretty much done, right? He had his medical. There was pictures of him around Anfield. It didn't get released, but there were pictures. Some of them were leaked. The problem was right at the end, his agent was like, "No, no, no. Let's increase the contract." And then Fakir was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. If this is the player I'm gonna be, pay me more now." And we're like, "Look, if you're coming for the money, we don't want you." And then the deal didn't happen.
Mm.
That was it. End of story. And then another example is, and this one I'm not too happy that we do, but it's something that has worked previously. The Van Dijk example, when we couldn't get him, right?
first time around.
We didn't, the first time round, we didn't go and panic buy another centre half. We didn't miss out on what's his name, on Frankie, and then go and buy Rabiot. We were like, no, cool. That we know this is the player we want. So we're
I
gonna
think
wait until we can
you're
get him.
speaking from a position of yeah, you're in a better state than Man United. Man United is in shambles.
But
To
that's how
have
they
Man
get to
United,
that state.
hold on, because when the new manager comes in, there's supposed to be an air of excitement around the stadium. The fans are booing Man
was.
United in the first 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
that's how bad
surprised
it
it took
is.
them that long.
No, that's how bad it is. Like 45 minutes, they were getting booed. There were boos around the stadium. And this is the first game of the season. First game of the season, everyone should be excited.
Yeah.
But with Man United, I feel for you guys, and I think the worst is about to,
Yeah.
the worst is going to happen.
Oh.
The Ronaldo, he's professional. He's gonna perform. But if any team comes for Ronaldo right now, you guys are in trouble.
No, even if he stays, we're in trouble, CK, bro.
No,
There's no transformer, dog. He's not gonna get it with
nah.
just
I
dog.
think
Serious.
Ronaldo can save you. Ronaldo can save you in a few games. He's
How,
toxic
though?
and he's a baddie.
Who's gonna pass
But he
him the
can.
ball? You saw Scott.
Ericsson.
There's a video of Scott when he had the ball in. He had so
I
much
saw the
space.
video.
He
I
tried
saw the
driving with it.
video.
He can't
He
even
got
drive with the
confused.
ball. I'm
He
like,
got
what are you
confused.
doing? You know, when every time Scott McTominay gets the ball, I always say pass, pass, pass. It's like one Basaka. When he gets the ball, I'm like, release it quickly, dog. Like, just get rid of it. Like, because you're not good on the ball. Whereas when Ericsson gets the ball,
I miss Modise now. I really miss Modise.
yeah. I always say pass, 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 because I know homeboy is not competent on the ball. And you saw what he did, Lepra. He tried driving in with it. I'm like, what are you doing? Then he gets dispossessed. And then now, counter, bro. I'm like, yo, Scott, dog. Why is
Yeah,
he even
I think
playing for a club, bruh? Like,
no. I'm trying to remember your next matches. I think Ten Hag is by the fifth match is going to be in trouble. He's going to
it's
really
not
be in trouble.
it all depends, dog, with Ten Hag. If he continues playing McFred, yeah, he's gonna be in trouble.
So I think last week I said you guys are gonna have a tough time. But that's because the manager's trying to implement, his style of play. And you're gonna have to roll with those punches. Because it will get better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but he will implement his style of play. To me, it didn't look like he was trying to implement anything. It
Yeah.
looked
Yeah.
like it was like
Yeah.
this is like X. We laughed at you exactly like this, but exactly the same things last year as well.
Mm.
So what's
But
changed? And if
So
you
these
did
are
change the manager to come and change that stuff, why can't the manager change it? What's stopping the manager from changing it?
you know why? It's the employees. The employees are like, fuck this, dog. We'll do as we
so
please. That's what
so
our players are
here are your
like,
next
bro.
here are your
Our
next
players are
games
full
and
of shit, bro. And even Reinik said this. And the thing is that Secret didn't like how honest Reinik is. He said we need it, it's open, it's an open heart surgery experiment with United. And that's because of our players, bro. A lot of our players just don't. You saw Ten Hag on the touchline. He was like, "What are you doing? It's because niggas are like, fuck it, bro. Like, we'll just play how we want to play.
We'll go
Okay,
back into
let,
our
let me
shells,
we'll go back to
get all
our
our
shell.
training.
let me give
Yeah,
you your next
Mourinho,
couple of
that was
games.
actually Mourinho
It's
who said that, eh?
yeah. You see what I'm saying? Toxic, bro.
okay. You've got Brentford, you've got Liverpool, you've got Southampton, you've got Leicester, you've got Arsenal.
Well, yeah, but he also delivers. So
So out of the five, X, which ones are you confident you are going to win? Remember, there's Arsenal, there's there's Liverpool in there as well.
I'm not confident at all, bro. I really am not, bro. Provided that you see, if we continue starting with McFred, bro. You see, like with Mike when he said youth, I'd rather bring in a Zidane Iqbal, bro. Rather bring in the youth once and for all because our midfield is non-existent, bruh. And if we're gonna continue going back to McFred, then Sihle dog, it's gates for the manager because eventually the fan base is gonna turn against them because what do they say again? They say insanity is what again? It's when you
It's repeating the
try
same thing and
exact same
expecting,
thing.
you're doing the same
Different
Yeah,
thing
and
and you're
results.
expecting a
expecting different
different result.
results.
So he needs to now just be all ballsy. And then, of course, if we get Rabiot is an upgrade already. You know, as much as it's not a player that I want, but he's better than what we have. That's how bad we are, bro. You know, and with Rabiot, hopefully his mom can come in and just tell the board shit, dog. That's what I'm hoping for. Mama Rabiot, please pull
Mama
through.
Karen.
Yeah, come through. You know, like you have to go and complain to the board, bruh. Give them
That you're
hell.
better than this.
Yeah, because really, man, like guys, I will see what happens, guys. Like there's still the try. We'll see who we sign.
What
bruh.
are Mike's words? So what Pambi?
Yeah, so Bona Pambi, Chief, we'll see.
What
but
does
I'm
that
not
mean?
confident
What does
against
that mean?
Liverpool. Liverpool might just put 5 against us again, bro. And if they
Explain,
do that,
Shiva,
oh
just to
my
explain
god.
it, it's
Give
like
up
you
on
hopping
all
into a
this.
taxi that you don't know where it's going.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes
I
sense.
know,
But
gents.
you do know where United's going. They're going nowhere, and they're going there very quickly.
Remember that show?
Like
Going
Courage the
Nowhere
Cowardly
Slowly?
Dog.
Yeah.
I was thinking Courage, the middle of nowhere. That's where they're
Middle of
going.
nowhere. And our board is Eustace. Yeah. Eustace is our board, full of shit. Yeah. But anyway, guys, in closing, do you guys want to add anything?
It's gonna be it's gonna be a very tight season from number 2 to number 6. It's gonna be very
Yeah.
tight.
I see now we're fighting for 8th, bro, right now, dog. We're gonna be fighting.
And
for
if you're not wary, Newcastle is going to pass you.
They
yeah.
must keep Graham Potter a job, guys.
They should
The
have.
thing is that
Not at
even if we
United.
give them,
Not
even
at
the thing
United.
is that you wouldn't want to come to our organization because even LVG, he looked at homeboy Snacks when he signed the deal tonight. He's like, dog, are you sure you want to go there, bruh? Like, are you really sure? Because these guys are not gonna back you. They're not gonna give you what you need. You know, you're gonna be out here being the director of football, and you're not the director of football. You're meant to be the coach. You know, so yeah, it's gonna be a long season. Brace yourself, United fans, if you're watching. You can
Just
Pledge,
imagine.
you can pledge your allegiance to Spurs. That's the
Nah,
best
no.
thing to do
That's
right
when
now.
you know. That's
don't
when you
pledge
know
to
you've
no
given up
one,
on
man.
football.
You
When
have
you're
to
like,
just
I'm
ride the
supporting
wave.
Tottenham.
You just have to ride the wave, bro.
Support
You have to
Arsenal, guys.
hell, I'm not supporting anyone, bro, other than Manchester United.
Support
I'm gonna
Brighton.
say,
Come on.
I know. Nah, man.
Just
I'm
support football, Joe. Be like that, Joe. At one stage, he retired from watching Arsenal. I think he just was
Yeah.
a
I
fan of
think
football.
just go watch cricket. You know, the Proteas are doing okay. Like watch cricket
you're
now.
also inconsistent.
Forget about
bro.
football.
Yeah, I just watch rugby, bro. Yeah, the rugby guys disappoint me, man.
I just
Yeah.
wanna point out one thing. Imagine where United would be if they actually listened to Mourinho and gave him that
Yep.
80 million that was spent on Maguire.
Yeah.
Because Mourinho, when he was there, he's like, nah, this squad is toxic. And
Yeah.
he wanted Pogba out.
lot of
He wanted
players
a couple other. He wanted Shaw out. There were a couple of people that he wanted out, and very, very publicly. And everyone's like, nah, this guy's a dinosaur. He's lost
They made
it.
him
He's
as your
just
villain.
toxic.
Yeah, but I mean,
Look
he also
now,
did that
we're
in
6
Hazard,
years
didn't he?
later. With who?
With Eden Hazard. He also had that same issue with Chelsea. I mean, he won the league, and then all of a sudden, following season, Chelsea players down
And then,
tools. So
and then when Hazard went to Madrid, what became of Hazard after that?
he just gained a lot of weight. Yeah.
He disappeared as a footballer. So
Nah, but
that's
remember,
another.
nah,
I'm giving
Hazard had good
I'm
years
giving
with
that
France.
one as a win to Mourinho as well.
Yeah.
Because to me, it looks like Mourinho was right about Hazard. He was right about Daniel Levy. He was right about Shaw. He was right about the United board.
Yeah, but he was wrong about a lot of players. He was wrong about Kevin. He
Kevin
was
De
wrong
Bruyne.
about
Salah.
Yeah. He was Salah.
So,
He
but
was
now
wrong about a
also
lot of players.
remember, at that time, Salah wasn't Salah now. And also, when he had Kevin, he also had, was it not Frank Lampard still around? Like, how
Yeah,
do
he
you
was.
bring
Yeah, but
Kevin
the thing
through
is,
when
It was supposed to be a
Lampard's
Lampard's
transition
over the hill.
phase, and yeah,
He's
we
over
missed
the
the
hill.
bus.
The problem with a lot of these coaches when they get to the top, trust in the youth, Buffett. Just let the kids play. Let's see what they have. Imagine now. Actually, I wasn't gonna mention Lukaku's name, man. But you go spend 100 million. That time you got Broja. You know what I mean? Next minute, we let go of Coel. We're gonna go to Leicester to get Fofana for 80 something million.
That's
Make it make
stupid.
sense.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. That time we had Ndembele for free.
They DMing everybody. The biggest baddie right now is Cristiano. Like Cristiano is a baddie of note.
Hey, I know, guys. I think we should close it there, Jez. Like, yeah. Yo, hour and 10 minutes. Eish. You guys talk a lot. Hey, I must say. Yo, you guys can talk.
Now wait until you play Brentford this coming weekend.
Hey, don't even looking forward to it. Ivan
never
Tony's
told
gonna
you.
eat us
Ivan
alive. Ivan Tony's gonna eat us alive. Hey,
Yeah, the bees, and it's going to be a home game for the bees.
yeah.
So if you're
and
not
they wanna
careful,
sting
if
the shit out
you
of
don't
us.
get your
So,
act right, it's going to be a
Guys,
second L.
honestly, we're making that mistake again. We're being a bit reactionary. United are not going to get relegated. Like they'll just. I know they just lost to
Yeah,
Brighton.
let's call it.
I know they just lost to Brighton, but they'll probably beat
Who said
Brentford. Like
anything about relegation? But it's fine. X call it.
yeah, I know, guys. Please like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Help a brother out. Exclusive Sport. We out. Hey.
Relegation.
cheers, guys.
Relegation.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.